This show is sponsored by Lila Arboretum Society.
Hello, I'm Vi Gogol, Master Gardener. Welcome to In the Garden. Today we're at the Women's Life Recovery Program,
Okay.
a part of the Haven of Rest.
Okay, I always get those words all screwed up.
And with us, you want to introduce the rest of the people that are here with us?
Okay.
Starting right to your...
This is Elaine Huxinger. She is the executive director of the Haven. Becky Davis, who is in charge of the Women's Life Recovery Program. And two of my volunteers, Amanda and Elizabeth.
Hi. And I don't remember, did I say your name?
No, and I'm Juanita Kofelt. I'm a representative of the garden tour.
Right, and you also volunteer at the Haven, is it?
Yes, I do some volunteer work there.
So that's probably how you got involved here.
Yep, that was it.
Okay. Would you like to say something about the program here, one of you?
Sure, we'll give it to Becky, but yeah, this is one of our newest programs, and we've had this vision for many, many years, and we're just delighted to see this come to fruition, and very thankful for God and the community for helping us make this happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've been open since April 1st, 2013, and so this is our second summer, and each summer we've gotten help from the community, but this summer has been especially wonderful with the folks that Juanita has brought in to help us out. So we are very appreciative of all they've done, and they've helped us to rally together with our students here and volunteers from the community and to begin to make this garden look as beautiful as it does today. So we're very appreciative of all that.
Well, I'll tell you that the community, and in particular the Master Gardeners, are really pleased that this garden is being restored and maintained. We've always, some of us have worked over here in the past, and we've always thought of it as a beautiful spot, and we were real happy to see that it was going to stay that way. So let's kind of walk through the garden and see what kind of flowers we've got. You want to start here with the Annabelle hydrangeas? I think behind the Annabelles are some, it's euonymus, but what's the other name
Burning
for
bush.
it? What?
Burning bush.
Burning bush, yeah. Sometimes I can think of the Latin name, and another time I can only remember the common name. And that's an easy to grow hydrangea. It almost always blooms. It blooms on old wood and new wood. So in the spring you can cut it right down to the ground, and then they don't get so tall.
The ferns over here, originally when this garden was put in by Lila Arboretum, it was all shade, and now we've lost some of the trees throughout the years, and so now we have ferns growing in the sun, and we'll probably be moving those to the shade.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because after a while they're going to get burned looking and dry. That's a huge clump of, I'm going to think of the Latin name again and not the common, spiderwort. Transcendennia. And behind that I see some lilies that are getting ready to burst into bloom too.
I'm hoping that they're open for the tour.
Well, you try to plant a garden so that something is blooming or attractive the entire growing season, and a lot of times it's the foliage. As with these hostas here in front of us, once those flowers are gone, it's going to be beautiful with the green and white foliage. And I should mention that these hostas came from a 90-year-old woman's house. She's since passed away, but we dug up 150 plants from her garden, and she was happy to donate them. Of course, we did it in the rain. It was probably a good thing, because it would have been hard to dig them if it had been dry and hard.
We tried some vegetables. They were donated by some of the organizations that work out of Lila Arboretum, and thought it would be nice if the residents could maybe grow some of their own food. We don't have a really good sunny spot for it, but you can see we have a little bit of okra going there, and some of the critters that live around here are really enjoying the collard greens, so I don't know if there'll be any for the residents to eat or not.
Well, is that making it more interesting for the people, and especially the children that are here, to see the animals running around? Or don't they get to see the rabbits?
Oh, I think the rabbits are coming out more in the evening, but I'm sure that if they spied one, they would get excited.
Yeah. Moving along. Oh, I remember these Astilbes, but I don't remember them being that big and that many of them. I know there are some different varieties that are blooming right now, and are these getting ready to bloom, or are they all through blooming? I can't tell.
They're just getting ready.
Yeah, it's amazing, different varieties of plants. If you study them real carefully, you can get some that bloom early, some that bloom in the middle of the summer, and some that bloom late. It's kind of nice to know when plants do that, and Astilbes, that is one of them that will do that.
Actually, you said they look bigger. We actually divided out quite a few of those and moved them over to the other side because it was so crowded and there was a bare spot over there.
Now, they've been here quite a while.
And the white railing that you see there is actually part of an old crib that was the kind with the drop side that you're not supposed to use anymore. So I painted it up, and it just adds a little color to that corner where there wasn't anything blooming right now.
The young man that we had out here had me explain to him why that was there.
Oh.
He noticed it was something new to him, so evidently it hasn't been here very long.
No, this morning.
Okay, he's sharp. And we come to a bunch more hostas, and these are different ones than what the lady donated. The dark ones, anyway, are up at the top. And along the way, we've got annuals. Did you say that the kids help plant the annuals?
That some of the children were out here, and the residents.
And
You can see, we have a little stone down
yeah, I
there.
was going to say, you're getting a picture of that stone. What does it say on it?
It says trust.
Trust.
The residents had a chance to paint those and put words of encouragement on it. And they're
That's
also
good.
going to do some stones and put their names on it. And for the tour itself, we're all going to have nice big garden hats to wear.
Okay. Moving right along here through some more Annabelle hydrangeas. Is that Great Expectations, the hosta? I'm trying to remember the name. It's one of the biggest ones.
Some and substance.
Some and Substance, okay.
There's a large darker leaf one behind it.
Now I'm not gonna, that looks like Saboldiana. One of the Saboldiana. Yeah, you see the tomato plants and squash, Dave? This one right here is the one. What was the young man's name? That
Eli planted those.
Yeah, Eli. He brought us over and showed us those when he was out here.
And Miss Kelly, little Kelly, planted the tomato plants.
Oh, now there's some Astilbes blooming back beyond the Some and Substance.
They come out with little containers and water their own plants.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Keeps them involved,
Yeah.
and then they can watch it as it develops.
And they've been watching for weeds. And if any weeds come around, they're pretty particular about making sure those weeds are gone really quick.
Yeah, those kids that were out here are the right age to get involved.
Yes.
And this hillside is sort of overgrown with a ground cover, and we tried to get it all out and obviously failed.
What kind of, I can't tell from here.
I was told that it was a form of snow on the mountain.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was epimedium.
Whatever
Did
it
it
is,
bloom?
It hasn't.
Okay.
It's sort of hiding some of the other things that are there. That's going to be one of our challenges, to try to get rid of that.
Yeah, the variegated one can turn dark green. Now these ladybells over here are beautiful, but I wish I could get them all out of my garden. They're very invasive. They'll need to keep an eye on them and not let them spread too far. You go down about 9 inches and you'll find a root growing sideways. It's white, but it's kind of the texture of a carrot. And if you just pull them up and you get roots, you think you've got them, but that carrot thing is still down there. And they can be very invasive, but they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Usually, with the amount that are growing in my garden, I have something in bloom at all times. But with only like 3 or 4 clumps here, they look like they're pretty well progressed. I would say probably a couple more weeks anyway. But they bloom from the bottom up. Some plants bloom from the top down on the stalky ones. Okay, let's move on a little further. And it's nice to see children's playthings incorporated into the garden too. I know you've got another big play area over there that's already been established. In fact, when I was over here, it was just being put up a few weeks ago. But it's nice to see that this one is in where the garden is.
Well, if Mom wants to come out and enjoy the garden, she can bring the kids with her and doesn't have to keep half of her attention across the driveway.
Very thoughtful. Okay. I know I worked on this bank a lot back when the senior gardeners were coming down here.
It's just lovely. This spring, the Brunero was beautiful.
Oh yeah, it is beautiful. Do you have the variegated leaf one or the just plain green one?
Variegated.
Variegated, yeah.
This particular bank was pretty well wiped out. There wasn't much of anything there. And so we took out what was there and then moved things from other parts of the garden. And the hostas were a little limp, and the resident that had put those in was really concerned about them. But I told, it looks like they're perking up. They
Yeah,
just
they
had
are.
to get some roots down before they could start standing their leaves up. So
Yeah.
it's coming along well.
Yeah, we tried to eliminate all those species, daylilies that are along here, but it was an impossible. I mean, they were overgrown back, 5, 6 years ago? Probably longer ago than that when we were working over here. And more of the plain green hostas. Here's a little art object up here, a bird, Dave. In among some annuals. Now, you said the kids planted some of these annuals?
Yeah, some of the children planted some of them, and the other residents also. And we have mums all along a lot of the edges of the gardens that will bloom, of course, in the fall. They don't
Right.
look like much now, but they'll be there in the fall for us.
Now that looks like, is that some kind of a fern there in the middle of the,
No, I think that's actually a volunteer tree that I didn't.
Is that a
get.
locust?
Yeah.
they're nice trees. When they get mature, they make nice fence posts. They don't
Yeah.
they don't rot as fast as other trees, and they're very straight.
Yeah, well, we had quite a forest of them in the back there, and we cut those all down, and I guess that's what I missed.
That's just a little one. It
Yeah.
won't be too hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's another little statue. Did you get some stuff from Southern Exposure?
No, this is from my garden.
From your garden?
Yeah.
We lost Dave behind the tree. Yeah, we will. Dave, you gotta come this way.
Light on the top of it, so
I see.
it will reflect the sun and then glow in the evening.
Now, what do you have to do? Go to Goodwill, Salvation Army to find the pieces?
Well, one of the ladies from our community put together a little fundraiser, a tea party, and they organized this piece for us and put it together and then presented it to us at the fundraiser.
Oh, nice.
So that was very nice of them to do that for us.
Now we got some more Annabelles, and Dave, we'd like to go up to the garden up there by the house too. There's some lovely things up there. to get a picture of the gazebo. This is a wonderful place. Is this where we're going to have the ice cream social? Under the gazebo?
Yep, that will be where we'll have it. And the refreshments during the garden tour will also be there.
I love that gazebo. Okay, we're at the back entrance, and there's a beautiful garden here. Some more Annabelle hydrangeas, and daylilies, and is that a threadleaf maple? Is that what they call that, threadleaf? Something like that.
It could be, that describes it.
Yeah. You know, when you don't have the labels that came with it when you bought it, sometimes it's very hard to identify things. There's so many varieties that look almost identical. See, we got some daisies down there and some. Is that Veronica or is it?
Looks like salvia.
Salvia. Yeah, it's one of the two. I would guess it's salvia.
And in this garden, you notice we have a lot more rocks that our residents have decorated. And these ladies come into the program, in the Haven Women's Life Recovery Program, and commit to at least 6 months in the program to rebuild their lives, and they're able to bring their children in with them as well. Some of those rocks were made by the children as well with their moms. And so they commit to 6 months at least. They can live here 6 months to a year to get back on their feet and come out of lives of addictions.
Yeah, it's a wonderful place. I think, did I hear you say that there's only 2 of them in Michigan? That
Yeah.
just two centers like this in Michigan. Where's the other one?
The other one's over by Fort Huron, but that's only 29 days.
Oh.
This is,
Yeah, this one's a more.
And what makes it unique is they can bring their children.
Yes.
And in the Port Huron they can bring their children as well, but it's short term, so it's a rare thing to have a long term program that gives professional counseling, life skills training, and the kind of case management long term that we provide for each of the ladies to be able to rebuild all the pieces of their life, not just to get off of the substances that they've been using or any kind of addiction they've been dealing with, gambling, whatever it is, prescription drugs. It's a number of different addictions. So it's more than just that. It's rebuilding all the other pieces of your life that need assistance and help.
And don't the children also get help with
Yes.
dealing with the situation?
Yes, they do. We have a licensed daycare here now, and that's been really wonderful. So the women can have their children right here with them, and full daycare. We've got a summer program that Miss Kelly Parrish is our director here, and she puts together a wonderful summer program for our school-age children. So part of the gardening has been a nice thing for that age as well. But we also connect them with therapy when needed, and life skills training for the children. Our GAP program, Gain Access program, is an important part of the Haven of Rest, and they've extended to this program as well as our women's shelter and our family shelter, I should say, our In As Much home. So that's been wonderful to have all those resources pulled together for the kids as well. Many of the churches have contributed, mostly with supplies that are needed. So it's very typical for our churches around here to call our organizations and businesses and ministries of the Haven.
You know, somebody told me that the Haven wouldn't take donations of food when your event had leftovers. I don't think that's true, is it? Won't they take donations of
yes,
food?
we do. Yes, we do.
We take food.
'Cause-
Yeah.
So we've got to make sure
Oh,
that,
yes.
that they get
Yeah,
their
we'll
leftover,
take it.
that people who have events and leftover food, that it's a good idea to take it down
Oh,
there.
yes, we'll put it to use. They take it down to the main Haven campus, then all that's given is distributed there at the kitchen. They serve many people there, and then they also make sure that we're taken care of on this site.
good.
So we all team together in that. So
We serve about 150 people a day, 3 meals a day.
Wow.
But we take food.
Yes. Well, I really asked that because I didn't want that misconception to continue on. I
Yeah,
thought
we appreciate
whoever hears this program or watches it, at least we're getting the word out to some people. Well, Dave, have we used up our time?
Good.
Okay, well, thank you very much for letting us come and videotape.
thank you.
And thank you for letting us come here for the garden tour. That
We're happy to be helpful in any way that we can.
If you would like to become a Master Gardener, call 969-0270, extension 116. If you have questions or suggestions about this show, call 963-1448.